morning, happy Saturday, welcome to a new vlog. It's the weekend and so far things are not really going to plan, but it's not too bad. It's nothing too bad. I'm gonna bring you back a little bit in time. In August I changed my two front tires because my well, I was intending to get something fixed with my front driver tire, which where the air was coming out too quickly. It was not like if it was punctured or anything, but we had to top it up more often than the other tires. So I went to the tire place. We're going to call it tire place number 1, which is a big company. They have cars going in and out. They have a lot of staff. It's a very big building. It's like a tire center kind of thing. And in my head, it was something either like a slow puncture in the tire that could be fixed, or it was like a little leak at the rim of the car or at the valve. It was nothing like really drastic. But when he looked at the tires straight away, he said, oh, your tires are too used, they are not used evenly, so your car alignment is probably off, which is why it's probably created a puncture. But he never tried to look at the cause. He said, we need to replace your front tires. When he showed me the tires, they were worn out unevenly, so yes, fair enough, they needed replaced, but he never looked at the cause as to why the pressure was going low in both tires when the problem was with 2 tires. Changed both front tires, realigned the car wheels. That costed me £140. My car is a big car and can only take certain tires and certain brands. It's very hard to find generic cheaper tires for it, so every time I have to replace tires it costs money. So in August I spent £140 to replace both my front tires. Continued to drive, and I had a feeling it was still happening, but I was thinking maybe it's me, so we kept topping it up. It was going a bit slower, but lately it was becoming more evident that it was still happening. The last time already, before I knew it was going to continue to happen, I had that feeling that this was not going to solve the issue, that they just wanted to charge me for 2 tires, and they did. I do insist that they didn't replace, but they didn't look at what the issue was that I came in for, and they didn't solve that issue. Anyway, so I was reluctant to go back there because it just made me feel like they would not listen, and they would just tell me, oh, they just need a front tire again, and we need to replace both, and we need to check for your car alignment again and all that. And I don't have £140 to spend on this, to be honest, right now. So we went to another place which does tire repair, which we'll call tire place number 2. That was about a month ago, and they sprayed the wheel with some soapy water, and they looked at where the bubbles were coming out, and it showed that there was a small leak of air between the tire and the rim of the tire, which was, from the start, my intuition was telling me was the issue. So they reshaped the rim. They also changed the valve of the tire, just as a, you know, to be safe. That only costed £7. I was very happy with that, and started driving again and all that. And it started to think, it looks like this tire is going low again. It's really weird. Now at the time they didn't really look further. When they saw that leak, they just checked for that, and they just didn't continue on, thinking this is it. And this was still happening. It was very evident, and it's becoming more and more evident. So James went back to the same place, tire place number 2, this morning, and the guy told him, listen, I've done everything I could do for it last time, so if it hasn't worked, we just need to replace the tire. And I have a problem with the fact that they say we need to replace the tire, because this is a tire that's 6 months old, and surely if it's a leak that's that slow, it should be repairable. And unless they say this is where the issue is and we can't repair it for that reason, I am not willing to spend the money on a brand new tire again. I'm not. So there's another place called tire place number 3 near our house, which is a place where they only do second-hand tires, and they do repairs mostly over selling new tires. So James is now driven there in the hope that they will be more willing to salvage this tire, whatever is wrong with it. It's just, I don't know exactly what's wrong. I don't know enough about it, but it really annoys me, because surely if it was damaged to the point of no repair, I wouldn't be able to drive with it constantly. Like I can still drive. The problem is not that. The problem is that I have to top up that tire more often, and it's just a bit annoying, and it just worries me that someday I'm going to be stuck in a place where I need to top it up, and I won't have the air pump there, so I want to get it sorted. I have a lot of driving around to do in the next few months, and I don't want to constantly worry, is my tire still gonna be up whenever I, you know. We do have a pump for the tire that plugs into the cigarette thing, the USB thing, you know, that's in the car, so we can pump the car up to a certain level and up to get you to a place to pump it properly. So that's, I've been using that whenever I didn't have a chance, I didn't get a chance to go to the tire place or not, so that at least we have that. But it's just annoying to have to always check that and plan for time in case I need to pump my tire and all that. And plus, I don't feel okay driving long distances with a tire that's clearly there's something wrong with it and I don't know what. It doesn't make me feel really happy about that, so I want to get it sorted badly. But to me, if somebody tells me we have to replace the tire entirely, I need to know why I'm going to spend 70 odd pounds on a tire. You know, I don't want to spend 70 pounds. It's the thing, just to chance it. The £7 last time was fair enough. I mean, it was a small amount, but it's expensive. Like, so hopefully James comes back with good news. It does delay our plans because he was meant to be now at his mom's house with the boys to drop them off and then on to his gaming club he's going to today. So he's going to be there a little bit later, but it's one of those clubs where you just turn up when you turn up, and you don't have a set time, but still he wants to make most of the day. Obviously the boys are away all the weekend. Coming back tomorrow afternoon. James is going to his gaming club today. I'm in the middle of tidying up, giving quick clean, and putting washing machines on. I'm going to do downstairs for today, and then I'll do upstairs tomorrow. And yeah, just tidying up and all that. Therese coming in the afternoon, and I'm hoping to do a big chunk of my December daily photo album scrapbooking thing. I haven't finished yet because I want to finish it this month for sure. Otherwise I'm gonna let it and leave it, and it's never going to be fully finished, and I hate not finishing projects like this, so I want to get it done. She also hasn't started hers. She has all the content she needs to put in, but she just hasn't put it together, so she's going to bring hers too, so we're going to work on that. And yes, that's about it. It's crepes day in France today, so we are going to have crepes at some point in the weekend. Maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow, I don't know yet. I don't really want to plan everything. Whenever we have, like, when the boys are away, we have the luxury of deciding at that moment what we want to do. So usually I have a fair idea of the different things I want to have done during the weekend, and then we just do them whenever it feels like it. Most of the time we don't do half of the stuff we wanted to do, but it doesn't matter because we get a rest and we get a full night's sleep. I got a text. I'm going to check in case it's my phone, hold on. So it was James, but he was still waiting. It's half an hour later now, and I have a resolution for this. So tire place number 3 did what we asked to do, and it is still a leak at the rim of the wheel. So I'm glad we didn't change the tire yet, because he was able to do something that costed £10 to fix. Hopefully this is 3rd time lucky and this is done. In the meantime, I was able to just clean all this. There's still dishes to do, but the sink is clean. All the worktops are clean, and I've disinfected everything. Alfie still has the cold and all. So what I do is that once a month I thoroughly disinfect everything. So that's now done. I still need to do the floors because there's a lot on the floor. And then there's this, which I need to sort out. And there's an Owen getting ready, because as soon as James...
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can.
While my mommy was busy cleaning and daddy busy away getting something fixed for £10, I was actually playing Zelda.
On the DS?
And then after I started playing Me Plaza, it's one of the start tabs on the DS.
Okay, good. Did you have fun?
Yeah. And I got to one of the 2 free games that you could choose.
Okay. James and the boys are away now, and the car is fingers crossed sorted. I am thinking, so we've been trying this charging station there for a while, and realistically speaking, when we use it a lot and there's a lot of things going to charge, there's cables everywhere, it's near there, and I don't like that. So I'm thinking of moving this over to here. At the moment I have this is all like fire blanket, DIY stuff and all that. That's all tissues, so that could be moved elsewhere. And these are spray. I have one with just water, one, and then they're empty so far, but when I'm doing my gardening, I make my own pesticides and fungicides, so I have spray bottles for that. But that could be stored in one of the boxes in the utility room once I've cleared it out. So I think there's a plug behind the drawer, and one is being used by the charger of this, but I think I'm gonna have a multi-plug in the back on the other one and have my charging station down here, so it's kind of put away. And here, that's the leftover, if there's any chocolate from Christmas. Is there anything left? Yeah, there's quite a bit left, but it's always usually when I put like chocolate and stuff like that. But I could really have like one like this and then have a crate there, something else. I'm gonna sort it out, but I think I'm gonna move this all out of the way. Maybe put the DIY stuff at the top there actually, and move my charging station there. I think I'm actually going to do it now because it's in my head, and then I want to know if it can work now. I'm going to do this now and show you. I have to get a multi-plug, but I think it can work. So I have a charging station on that side, the tissues on the other side, and the DIY stuff at the tops there. And then when I reorganize the utility room worktops, I mean, I have everything sitting, I don't know if you can see that, on top. I need to go through, I think at some point when the weather is much nicer, I'm going to actually empty everything out of it, sort through everything, and then put it back. And just like this, it's Monday morning and I have more spots on my face. I'm having the worst breakout in a long time. It's just breaking out everywhere on my face. Usually when I'm hormonal, it's like all around my chin, but now it's around my chin, it's around on my cheeks, over there, it's on my forehead now, and I have a really sore one inside my eyebrow that really hurts. Hormones. Anyway, today I am having a self-care day, and what I mean by that is a day where I do things that lower my anxiety. I am not feeling extremely anxious right now, but I have a very anxiety-inducing day tomorrow, let's say. I have a big appointment for Owen at the Autism Center, and I'm going on my own. And this is the big appointment where it's the first appointment there for Owen. It's parent only, but James has to work, so I'm going on my own. It's where you basically give them every single little bit of details about your child. When I went for Alfie, the appointment was 2.5 hours long, and they have a questionnaire to go by, and they ask you like to clarify a lot of things. And even though I'm familiar with these things because I deal with them, I never see these issues as like a big whole thing. To me, it's like isolated issues. When you put it all together and you realize how much your child goes through like in a day or a week, it's just hard to face, I'm not gonna lie. So I know what to expect, at least this time, because I've done this appointment for Alfie, so there's no unknown, so I don't have that anxiety part, but I know how draining those appointments are. It's just not easy, and but it's necessary, and at the same time I'm really happy it's happening tomorrow, because it means that it's the next step done, you know, towards what we are aiming for. So that's good. But so sorry, I decided that what I'm gonna do today is just do things that usually help my anxiety, so I don't go there tomorrow all anxious, and hopefully this helps. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm about to have a few mini crepes. We made some at the weekend. I didn't vlog the rest of the weekend because we simply sat, watched TV. James got a box set for a TV show called Engrenage. It's a French show. It's called Spiral in English. It was on the BBC a few years ago. I don't know if they have shown up to what series they have shown, but anyway, he got the box set for Christmas, and we just couldn't find a chance to watch it properly, and we started watching, and it's one of those shows you just want to know what happens next, so we kept watching. And yeah, so but it was nice to, you know, we never get a chance to just do nothing, so it's brilliant. And so today I am just going to do a bit of planning, catching up on French TV, do some reading. Obviously have the boys later on, so I don't know how much of that will happen. But yes, I'm just gonna do a day where I do things that lower usually my anxiety. So hopefully I go tomorrow not too anxious, and I'm not as exhausted as I was after picking after Alfie's appointment the last time. I'm also expecting something that has been a long thing, a long project to arrive today, to be delivered today. I'm going to explain more. So I am a person who very rarely spends money on myself. I don't have a lot of spare money to spend to start with, and when I do, it's either something I need to save up for a long time for, or it's something I really need, and I rarely get myself anything that I don't need and that I just want. Now this one is kind of a half need and half want. I have had the same handbag since before I got pregnant with Owen. So I mean, Owen is going to be 8 this year, so it's quite a long time. It's a handbag that costed me about £30. It's a brown leather handbag, and I also have a smaller pink one, which is a bit newer. I got it maybe when Owen was very small. And still, the pink one, this very small one, is still in good condition, but I'll actually have a small one where I can just carry my wallet and my phone and my keys, and one a bit bigger when I carry more with me, which is usually the case. The brown one though is in a state where it's not real leather, and it's flaking, and it's just not looking nice anymore, and it's just needed replace for the past couple of years really. But I couldn't find one I was really happy with, and all the one I was happy with were not in my budget, and I figured instead of buying several bags that I'm not happy with, I will just save up my money, and when I can, I will afford a nicer leather bag that I'm happy with. So that's what I've done, and I was lucky enough to find a fossil bag I like in the outlet, so I got it much cheaper than the full price, and it's coming today, and I'm really excited. This is something which for me is it's not just a bag, it's everything that's around it. It's something that I have also treated myself, and it's something I'm learning to do, because I've been at a point before, like the last few months, where I did buy myself some clothes because I had to, where I would go out with trousers that have holes in them because I just didn't want to spend any money on myself. This is how bad I am. I also have trainers that I've had for, how long, 15 years, something like that. The sole is now separated from the shoe completely. I have glued it back together several times. Those are not nice trainers. They are the ones I wear like if I go out in the garden, you know. It's not stuff I would wear every day, but because of that I didn't want to spend any money on them. Now I will be needing trainers for a project I'm doing in May. I will talk about later on in the year. So I will have to buy some, but it took the sole to come off the shoe entirely for me to say, oh right, okay, I just need new ones now. This is how bad I get. So if I had spare cash, I would probably not be as much like that, but I just like to, I'd rather spend money on the boys and on people and on things for the house than I would, for things for myself only. So this is where I'm trying to learn that sometimes I need to do those things. And I know that since I've made the decision to get the bag, I've been feeling really happy about it, because it's something where I need to take care of myself more, and this is kind of part of this. I've been on a big self-development journey for the past few years, and I'm really trying to not just be a wife, not just be a mom, not just be a carer, but also being me. And this is part of the process. So yes, it is just a handbag, but to me it's not just a handbag, and it just feels really exciting that I have finally taken this step. And it's it's a little bit of, I do need a handbag, but I could have gone for a cheaper handbag like I've always done before, and it's a little handbag that I can keep for years and that I've can take care of, and it can be a nice reminder that I've saved up that money to be able to do that, and that I treated myself and it feels nice. So I'll show you the bag when it comes. So I've just finally got a delivery. And look, my bag. So this is called the Sydney satchel. It doesn't exist anymore. The current one is called the Rachel satchel. It's slightly different, but not by much. And this is in the color tan. And you know you have a fancy bag when you get a dust bag with it. This is my first ever handbag that has a dust bag with it. But I love it. So I am going to put my stuff in it. And tomorrow I have to go to a big appointment. And I'll have my new perfect handbag to go to it. I like it. It's small, but you can fit so much into it. I'll show you after, once I've put my stuff in, how much you can put in it. It's actually the next day now, which is why I look different, probably more put together, because I had that appointment this morning. It's 5 o'clock almost, and I've had the appointment and I'm drained as I planned, but it went well. I'm very happy with the outcome. It's pretty much what I expected. They gave me a verbal diagnosis of autism for Owen. They said there's no way it's not autism based on everything they have so far, with between what the teacher is saying, what the pediatrician saw, what we are saying. They're saying it's just impossible for it to be anything else. So kind of what we expected, but the way it works is exactly the same as Alfie. For Alfie, between the time we were given a verbal diagnosis and the time we had a formal diagnosis that we got last month, there was a whole year. I mean, we had suspicions 6 months before that even. With Owen, we've had suspicions for ages, but because Owen doesn't need urgent care, it wasn't, you know, we didn't rush it. We were kind of keeping an eye on things and all that. So with Owen, we have that. Now the next step will be that they want to go and see him in school, in the class he's currently in. He's been observed by various professionals in school before, and they had all the reports for that, which is what also goes into them saying that he has autism. And they will go, and if they can see enough on the day of there to confirm it like properly, then that will be them finished with the diagnosis. They'll just put it in writing then. If they can't have enough evidence on that day, then he will do the test that Alfie did the last time. So the waiting time at the moment to get the school visit is 8 to 10 weeks, and then it could be a few months after that before he has the test. The day he has the test, it's we'll have the diagnosis like written down, like the way what I've just done with Alfie. But all together it could still be another year or the end of this year before we have it in written. Now I'm not as, you know, with Alfie I was very keen to get it as soon as possible because I need it. It's what opened up some doors to get the help. Because with Owen, we're currently okay, like he's currently getting the help he needs in the area he needs it. It's less urgent, but at the same time I just want to get it over and done with, so that's done and all that. So we shall see what happens next, but yes, that's a big thing done, and I'm glad it's finally done. I'm just trying to have a relaxed afternoon, but it's been quite busy so far. I need to order my shopping, and I think once I've done that, I need to cook a meal for today and tomorrow. And I have one of the HelloFresh meals, and I got a new HelloFresh box, but I still have one of the last week box that I haven't cooked yet. So I'm gonna do that, and then James will be home, and then tonight I'm just gonna hope that they both go to bed early so we can watch the rest of that TV show we've been watching. And yeah, that's it. I have made the decision to move. I've been having a planning system for ages that was the same, and I've been trying to make it more functional for myself. So instead of using a wall calendar in the kitchen and then my own big planner, I have now a family planner in the kitchen that has everything in it. And because there's a lot of it that I already have in there, I only have a smaller planner for myself. This is a planner I bought 2 years ago because I was absolutely in love with it. It was an undated one that I didn't need, and I didn't plan to do that this year. It just happened to that way. But I'm probably moving over to this one. I think it's just going to work better and it's easier to transport and all that. So I've been updating this to try and get everything, all the information I need into it, like contact details for various professionals and all that. But yes, so I'm going to continue to update that a little bit and then get cooking. But I'm absolutely drained, but I am feeling very satisfied with how the day went, so that's good. I am going to stop the vlogging for now, but before I do, I will include a clip of how everything fits in my bag, because I said I would, and I'm going to do that. And I will see you in the next vlog. So I thought I would show you what I can fit in my bag, and why I call it my Mary Poppins bag. So my camera can fit as well as everything is up, but obviously I needed to film, so I have my phone, I have my iPad, I have, this is a new version of the iPad minis, the cheaper version that was released, was it last year? Yeah, so it's like the size of an iPad mini, just to give you an idea. Then my planner, I've switched to a smaller planner for different reasons. I'll talk about that later on. A book, my wallet, this is my little pharmacy for on the go. Small pencil case with my pens and stuff. Now I don't carry it around all the time. This is like, for example, this is a typical bag of when I go to dance class, which is on Wednesdays, my busiest day of the week, but then I can fit everything. I used to bring 3 bags and now I can fit everything. A smaller bottle of water, which is, we get them from the Happy Meals. The boys only like milk and water from the Happy Meals, or milk and fruit shoot, but they don't always want fruit shoot. Alfie only drinks water from it, so what we do is that we take the water, so we have the bottles, and they are a really handy size for handbags, but then when we go home we drink just water as normal, and we save them for on the go. Some tissues, I have a dentist appointment paper, I have some pads, like feminine hygiene things into that pocket. No need to go into details about that. And then my camera. So that's, I mean, as you can see, there's quite a lot that fits. And this is, you know, it's not a gigantic handbag, but so it's just perfect. I am so happy with it.